everyone. Welcome to the first episode of the Greatness Blueprint. I'm your host, Luke Austin, and thank you for joining me today. Now, before we dive in, I want to share a few things about myself. First off, I'm a dad to a beautiful, funny, sweet 5-year-old girl. She is amazing and inspires me to be a better person every day. Second, I'm a former college athlete, playing sports, watching sports, talking sports. Athletics has always and will always be a major part of who I am. Third, I'm a real estate investor. I have several properties, looking to add more, and recently started a business that focuses on helping educate potential investors, help them find real estate investments outside of their home location, and build wealth through real estate. Finally, I'm a lifelong learner. When I was younger, I always said I want to be the best. And while I didn't become the best at everything that I set out to do, this helped me develop a desire to continue learning, improving, and finding ways to grow. I find that I'm most fulfilled when I face a tough challenge, hit a dead end, and have to find a new or creative way to navigate that scenario. Now, these aren't all the key attributes that define me, but hopefully these give you a glimpse into who I am, and we can learn more about each other as we continue on this journey. One other thing I want to mention before I dive further into this episode is that I'm not perfect. Far from it. I make mistakes daily. I have a long list of failures in my life, many of which we'll cover in these podcast episodes. So while we talk a lot about moments of triumph, we will also highlight moments of struggle. These moments, good and bad, make us who we are and is what inspired me to start this podcast. Now, this is more than just a podcast. It's an exploration into the journey of self-improvement, of becoming the best we can be. You may have noticed I said journey of becoming rather than journey to become. That's because we're here to celebrate the process over the destination, understanding that true fulfillment often lies in the journey, not just the outcome. On the Greatness Blueprint, we'll share many stories, some from me, some from others. We'll celebrate our wins, analyze our mistakes, and learn important lessons from each experience that helps us grow. Together, we'll find our own way to greatness. As we embark on this journey together, I want to share with you a couple quotes that have had a profound impact on me. They both come from a recent Chris Williamson podcast. He does Modern Wisdom podcast. These two quotes embody some of my, I would say, initial self-limiting beliefs and have helped me reframe and overcome them. Seeing and understanding them has helped me overcome my fears as I've embarked on this new venture with this podcast. So the first quote is, "It becomes easy for us to believe that other people's beliefs are more sophisticated than they are." I'll read that one more time. It becomes easy for us to believe that other people's beliefs are more sophisticated than they are. To me, this quote highlights the fact that many times we get stuck with inaction because we believe that other people and their beliefs and their knowledge base are far more advanced than they really are. We put others on a pedestal as if they've done more than us and therefore deserve far more than us. And in reality, nobody has it all figured out. The second quote is, "We would care less about what other people thought of us if we realized how rarely they did." I'll read that one more time. We would care less about what other people thought of us if we realized how rarely they did. Now, starting this new podcast stirred up some nerves in me. Would people judge me? Would my content strike a chord? I've spoken in front of hundreds of people before, but it's always been one of my biggest fears. I am uncomfortable being vulnerable in those settings. But then I realized nearly everyone won't even remember me when I leave the room. So why be concerned with someone else's judgment? Chris Williamson said it best, "Most critics are miserable idiots. You're doing just fine." If you've been thinking about doing something hard, but either one of these two theme areas have crossed your mind, whether you feel that you're not as good as someone else or you're worried about what others may think of you, I encourage you to reframe how you think about it, and perhaps that will drive you closer to action in your endeavors for greatness. Now, I want to take you back to a pivotal moment in my life. And we all have small moments that at the time may not feel significant, but have lasting impact. And this story is one of those for me. So for this story, we start with my freshman year in college. Fresh out of high school, I'd been one of the top receivers in Idaho, but I was a little bit undersized, and so I didn't get any scholarship offers coming out of school. So I decided to go down to Idaho State University and walk on there. I quickly found myself at the bottom of the barrel on this struggling team. Our equipment was a little outdated. I was a little undersized, and my confidence that I had carried out of high school quickly evaporated at Idaho State. During the notorious Hell Week, a week in which you have 2 practices a day, a weightlifting session, and some film sessions to review the practice from earlier in the day, I questioned if I was cut out for college football. Halfway through the camp, I hit rock bottom. I was on the brink of giving up, a secret that I hid from teammates out of, fear of their judgment. And to this day, the only people that I've shared this with are my family members. But in that moment, I had a conversation with my dad, and it changed everything. He gave me a card, and it had a simple message. I love you, I support you, but do not move forward with any regrets. That moment sparked something in me. I didn't quit. Instead, I ended up starting as a wide receiver by the end of my freshman year. I continued on to play 4 years and earned a full ride scholarship my sophomore year. Looking back, I realized it was a blend of uncertainty, nervousness, and even feelings of defeat. But with the love and support from my family, I was able to confront my fears, overcome them, and rise to the challenge. In life after football, I've faced similar challenges, tough times, moments where I also felt defeated. But I have kept that same mentality, and as my dad put it simply, don't have any regrets. I want to infuse that into the Greatness Blueprint. It's all about pushing through, overcoming, and growing. Each week, I'll be bringing you a new episode of the Greatness Blueprint. Some weeks, it'll be just you and me, exploring the depths of our potential, and other times, we'll be joined by inspiring guest speakers who will share their unique journeys towards greatness. We're always looking for innovative ways to make these stories resonate with you, so I invite you to join our community, subscribe to this podcast, follow me on Instagram at LukeWynn, LukeWynn, and tune in every Friday for fresh insights, inspiring stories, and invaluable lessons as we navigate the path to greatness together. If you have a story to share, an idea to discuss, or if you're interested in being a guest on an upcoming episode, I'd love to hear from you. Reach out and let's explore how we can learn and grow together. Until we meet again, remember, the journey to greatness is a journey of a lifetime. Stay on your path, stay inspired, and above all, stay great. We'll see you soon.